Hello guys, and welcome to this video. Today we'll be learning how to install Windows 11 to your Oracle virtual machine. So to the prerequisites to this video is you need to have the Windows 11 ISO file installed on your computer, and you need to have Oracle VirtualBox up and running. Now this Oracle VirtualBox, you can open it, go to File and click on Check for Updates, and like my machine is up to date, but if your machine is not up to date, to make sure it is up to date so that you do not face any issues while installing the Windows 11 ISO file. So let's start. So the link to download the ISO file is in the video description. Now open the VirtualBox and then you can click on new and name your virtual machine. So I'm naming my virtual machine this. You can name your virtual machine anything you like. Okay, and get down and like this machine folder. Under this machine folder, you can select like click on other. And if you don't want your machine to be selected on the default, like get installed on the default folder, you can choose any other folders you like. So I'll be choosing a different folder to install my Windows 11, and then make sure this in the under this version Windows 11 64-bit is selected, and then click next. Now for memory allocation, make sure that you select the minimum required, like until and like under this green level, make sure that you allocate at least this much memory or RAM to this virtual machine, and then click on next, and then click create virtual hard disk. Then VDI, virtual box disk image, is the default option. Go for it and click on dynamically allocate. And this memory allocation, so by default it is 80 GB, and I'm going to keep it that way. So click create. So your virtual machine has been created. So like this is your virtual machine. Now you can go to settings, and now we need to insert the ISO file, but before this we can make a few changes for our convenience. So under this settings, under the advanced tab, you see a shared clipboard and drag and drop option. So under the shared clipboard, select bidirectional, and drag and drop select bidirectional. So with this, what will happen is that you'll be able to transfer, cut, copy and paste your files between the virtual machines, like the OS running on your virtual machine and the OS running on your base computer. So that is a huge convenience. And after this, you can click on system and processor and allocate the like until and like push this arrow until this green level. So I'm going to allocate like 6 processors over here. Then go to display and make sure VBox SVGA is selected as the graphics controller. Then you can go to storage and click on this empty disk file. Okay, and there's this CD option, so click on this and you can choose your Windows 11 ISO file. So I've chosen my Windows 11 ISO file. So and I can select OK, and you see in this optical drive my ISO file has been inserted. So the next step, we can simply start our virtual machine. Okay, so it will take some time, and here it goes. Press any key to boot. So I've pressed any key on my keyboard and the machine is booted. So now this startup menu appears. Okay, and under this startup menu, you have the basic details of installation. So you can select the language to install and the keyboard methods. I'm going to go by the defaults over here, but if you want to change, you can change it. Mostly it's recommended to go by the defaults and select install now. Easy as that, and the setup starts. You can close this dialog box. Now this option, now it is asking for the product key over here. So if you have a product key, you can enter it, but like right now, since we are just, you can enter it, but like I don't have a product key right now and we are just installing it for a trial, so simply click on I don't have a product key and it automatically proceeds to the next. Now you can select the Windows 11 version you want to install. So let's like you can select any one. I'm going by Windows 11 Pro and then click next. Now see, this says the PC can't run Windows 11. Okay, and the error is that the PC does not meet the minimum system requirements to install this version of Windows. So right now what we'll do is uh, we'll press Shift and F10. Okay, we'll first of all we need to restart the machine. So we can close the machine and send the shutdown signal maybe, or we can power off the machine. Okay, and now the machine powers off and now we can restart it. Okay, so we need to restart the machine. So click on start. Okay, and press any key to initiate the startup, and as soon as the startup starts you can press shift plus F10. So this opens the terminal, and in this command prompt type regedit, regedit dash edit, and press enter. And now you can go to computer and H key local machine, and under this H key local machine you can expand this folder and select setup. You can select system. Under the system you have to go under setup, and in setup you right click on setup and click on new, and on new you go to select key. Okay, and this new key you have to name by the name of lab config, so LAB and CONFIG. Now make sure this lab config is written exactly as I have written it, and click on enter. Okay, now click on lab config and right click on the right pane. Okay, and you can select new, and now choose D word, and under this D word name it bypass check, bypass TPM check. Okay, and press enter. Now double click bypass TPM check and change this value data to 1. Okay, and press enter. And you have to create one more D word over here, and you have to name it bypass secure boot check. Okay, make sure that the name of this variable bypass secure boot check is as it is, just like I've written, and click it, double click it, and you have to again set the value data to 1 over here, and you can close the dialog boxes. Okay, and continue with the installation. So click on next, click on install now simply, and click on I don't have a product key, and choose your proper Windows, whichever Windows you want to install, and you have to accept the license. Now see, now it does not show an error box that the system does not meet the requirements. So basically we have set the variables to bypass the system requirements. Okay, and simply select next. Now what kind of installation uh, do you want? So click on custom install, Windows only. Now there is a drive. Okay, so for unallocated space, so simply this drive option appears, you can simply click next, and it starts to install. Your computer would need a restart and it automatically restarts. So let's see. Let's wait for it to load up again. Now that we see that our installation is complete, so let's simply select your country over here. So if we are from US, you can select US, and I'll simply scroll down and select India and click on yes. And your keyboard layout, and you can choose your input method. So you can go by US one, I'll go by English India and click on yes. Would you like to add a second keyboard layout? So you can, or you can skip this. I'll go by English US and click next. And which keyboard layout or input method would you like to use? So simply select English India and add layout. Now it might take a little bit more time checking for to check for updates and install. So now it is asking for a device name. So you can name your device. So make sure your device name does not contain any spaces and simply click next for now. So your device will restart to continue with the installation. So now this device menu has popped up and it's a device, so you can select setup for personal use and click next. And all things with one Microsoft account. If you want, you can sign in. Now it asks you to create a pin. So simply click on create a pin. So you can enter and confirm your pin. Then it is asking for some privacy settings. So you can read these and simply select privacy settings according to your own choices. Right now, since this is a virtual machine, I'm clicking no for all the privacy settings and click accept. You can even select one of these settings, or as of now I'll simply skip. Again, you can choose these settings or these features according to your convenience. For now I'm skipping these. So just like we see, our computer is there and up and running, and this is our Windows 11.